This is part of my daily challenges to be live streaming at least once a day, and this is it. Though technically, I probably could have taken the day off of HAPS because I'm going to be live streaming this evening, co-chairing with Lola, the Indie Princess, over at Indie Vault. So if you are not familiar with that show, tonight is Geekgasm. It's under the Indie Vault banner, and we are getting rid of the guys tonight. So it is going to be just the girls. We have a special guest, Kara Nicole, um, and she is going to be there. Her Kickstarter is killing it right now. And if you are not familiar with her, she's got Fire Bitch that is literally on fire at Kickstarter. She's doing such a great job. So we will be speaking with her tonight. Lola, myself, I believe Daphne Lage is going to be there, who also has a Kickstarter. So that is Eco Raven, heir of the first unicorn. And I also have a Kickstarter, but I'm not going to promote that right now. Like my title says, my hair hurts today. It's just one of those days where I was telling my friend, um, it feels like my hair is on too tight. Have you ever had one of those days where just everything hurts? Like my scalp hurts. I don't even want to touch my scalp. It's just painful. But yeah, and no amount of Excedrin or Advil is helping it right now, and I don't know why. I feel like I got enough rest, but hello, Christian Basil, tuning in from YouTube. Yeah, Justice Girls. So I hope that you tune in this evening for Geekasm. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern with Kara Nicole, Lola, Daphne, myself, and maybe a couple of other people. We don't know who might pop in the green room and pop on screen. And then on Friday, this Friday, I'm going to be on Hooligan Alley with James Sims, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I've never been on his show before, so I'm not sure what to expect, but it's going to be fun. And I have to say, it's really different being on the other side because through Geek Insider and our flagship show, Geek Speak, I'm usually the one who interviews people, and so it's a little bit different when it's turned around and I'm the one who has to ask the or who has to answer the questions. And uh, so, Facebook user, unfortunately, I don't know what your who you are because in order for your comment to appear on HAPS, which is where I'm live streaming from, uh, I believe your comments are now showing up, but your name isn't. So, anyway, I'm doing this because I've got my friend Nita, who I think we are challenging each other right now, which I think is good, Nita. I think it is. Um, but I feel like I'm getting a taste of my own medicine because I've been challenging her and now she's kind of pushing back, and I love it. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, girl, you're killing me. Because it she is an accountability buddy as well as a good friend, and I think that's I think everybody needs that, an accountability buddy who will not judge but just say, hey, by the way, did you do this? You know, did you get your exercise done? Did you do your apple cider vinegar? Because I'm still on my health journey. I don't intend to quit that just because my 30 days are up. In fact, I think I'm nearing, if I haven't surpassed the 60-day mark where I haven't missed a day, which is amazing. Um, but yeah, somebody who says, did you write that thing? Did you do your exercise? Did you do your drink? Did you drink enough water? You know, whatever it is that you need support with, or that extra kick because it's hard enough to do it on your own, find that buddy who will walk with you. And So again, I am playing the taxi today. Every time I go out, it's probably about a half an hour one way, and then driving back and forth, doing that 4 times. It's exhausting, but at least I'm not coming home at midnight trying to finish up a Soul Sucker, which are those paid articles that thankfully never have my name on it, and you know, doing those to pay the bills because the adulting thing has to happen. But one of these days, um, I think what I'm going to do just for fun is figure out how to mount my camera or my phone and point it down and maybe share the screen or something like that. So I can play with my oil pastels because um, I've been wanting to break out my art supplies again and do that. But even though I don't consider myself a an artist, I do like to doodle and sketch. And I've got 4 pages that I need to kind of draw up, and I'm still getting that set in my head what kind of style that I want to do because I want to do something that's a little bit abstract, but at the same time make it fun and appealing. So so that's something that is definitely on my to-do list, but with about 14 days left of my Kickstarter, it's a hard rush to do that. Plus I've got one more page of lettering, the first round, and then I go back and then I tweak and make sure. I don't know how many people on here through HAPS is part of the comic book industry, but I'm lettering it the way that seems appealing to my eye. Uh, so it's kind of one of those things where now I'm looking at it going, am I using too many fonts? Is the size okay? Can I read it all right? My printer only does like 8.5 by 11 sheets. I might be able to do the 8.5 by 11s to print it out, but at this point in time, when I print it, I'm going to have to shrink it down, and I don't know how well that'll translate. Or maybe it'll translate just fine because it kind of shrinks down anyway to uh, to print in the comic books. Hello to you in St. John. Is it Daya? Is that how you say your name? Labadens. And Nita says for the book that we're working on, furries is an option. No. Hard enough for me to do people, much less animals in schmexy, sexy poses and stuff like that. No, that's not my thing. We'll leave that for Daphne. That's her thing. Um, so I'm just kind of rambling again because I'm here, might as well, and I've got some comments coming on here, so it's really nice um, to see people who are tuning in. Let's see. Christian says his ego hurts. No, it doesn't, Christian. And Christian, if you're still listening, I have no idea what the hell is going on with your website. I have gone in there about 3 times to try and get the mobile version to work, and for it's there on my screen, but for whatever reason, it's not showing up and translating on the phone. So I'm getting ready to go Hulk smash on the damn thing and see what we go where we go from there. Um, so I am aware of it, and it will get fixed, but I just don't know what the heck is wrong. It might be just a plugin that needs to be updated, but I will take a look at that when I'm not on this crazy schedule. I think tomorrow I have off from being the mom taxi. So that would be really, really nice. I think that's about it. So, yeah, tonight, you guys, hopefully I'm feeling better. But if not, I'm going to probably drink. But that's 9 o'clock this evening with Geekgasm over at Indie Volt Radio. Head over to YouTube and do a search for Indie Volt. And then on Friday, it is Hooligan Alley with James Sims, who also has a Kickstarter. I mean, all of these people on Kickstarter, I think it's a great thing. A lot of creators are putting out some amazing content, and people are on fire. Tonight is Kara Nicole, so make sure that you head over there and tune in to our. I don't want to call it an interview. I mean, it's Geekgasm. We kind of have a round table, and we have fun, and we take questions from the audience. So tune in to the live show and ask away. It is going to be without Varian and Randy tonight, so I will be covering the boards, and I think you might hear Varian in the background yelling out numbers for Indie Volt Radio, so that's going to be fun. Uh, that's Hello Killer of Videos. Oh, that must be Rob. It's either Rob or who was on JW was on today's show for Backer Paws. Hey, you know what? That's another show that you guys need to tune in to. Backer Paws is every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Go over and follow Comic Book Advocates Network. Or Comics Newswire. And if you have a Kickstarter, what we do there is or I should say, Kickstarter or Indiegogo or crowdfund. Hey, Mike. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see your name popping up here because when I live stream through HAPS, it doesn't translate over here unless you are a member of HAPS. So if you need an invite link, let me know. I will send you one. It's kind of fun over here. They've got a built-in audience and a lot of people migrating from Periscope who know that the platform is closing in March. So anybody who's on Periscope who didn't get the memo, make sure that you download your videos and come over here to HAPS. I also use StreamYard for Geek Insider stuff, but this is more for my personal stuff. And I really wasn't sure if I was going to live stream to Facebook because the personal vlog might just stay over here on HAPS on this platform. I made the exception today because I wanted to promote the fact that I'll be on Geekgasm and Hooligan Alley, not Hooligans, Hooligan Alley Hangout. That's about it. I think I'm just going to double up on some more Excedrin and wait until I have to go out and pick my husband up from work. Please send link to Mike, Trish, and me love horror and your great attitude towards creativity. I love being around creative people, Facebook user. No, comic books has been okay. Let me expand on this. I was going to cut this short, but let me expand on this. Anybody who thinks that the comic book industry is easy has lost their mind. It is not easy. I am literally taking all of the experience that I have in publishing, and that's my newspaper experience. I was in newspapers for about 7 years, and I did layout. I was actually in the obituary department. I ran that. I did the layout for the classified ads and stuff, and I had training in laying out the entire paper. So based on the percentage of ads was how many pages were assigned, and laying out the ads as such where it flowed. So I understand left to right. I understand the page turn. I understand, the increments of 4 or 8. In newspapers, it's normally 8 pages instead of the 4. And so there were a lot of things that I understood from the publishing side of things. Uh, and I've been writing since I was a kid. So writing was always came kind of easy to me. And then I kind of got into the habit of writing flash fiction, which people tell me is really hard, but I'm like, oh, I love it because it's just so condensed. You know, you get as many of your ideas together in this little package instead of being so broad and trying to fill all of those middle places, you know? I mean, you know A and you know B, what's like A point B. You know, what is that? What is that middle ground to get you there? And that's always been the struggle for me. So those condensed things and comic books, taking the idea of your prose, converting it into scripts, and then trying to find people who will take your words and be inspired by it in order to draw the vision that you have in your head. And sometimes it's really surprising. Like they take it to a place where you never thought, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised, and sometimes you're like, no, no, you got to change it because, and then you go in and work on that. And where was I recently? I don't even know what day it is. I think it was Sunday. We had Sunday Comics Brunch and we were talking about it. And I said that comic book scripts are a little bit different than movie and television scripts. And the reason why is because of the direction of the page flow. Without that understanding of the layouts and stuff like that, then you're just writing for the sake of writing. Whereas movies and TV obviously is a visual form, and then the actors take your words and they act them out, they emote. Whereas in comic books, um, you know, on the even page, you know, you're looking at the even page and then it flows and then it goes to the odd page and then at the bottom, you. I'm not saying it has to be a cliffhanger every single time, but it has to give them a reason to turn the page. And so, as a writer who's giving art direction, you have to keep that in mind. So there's that. And then coming at it as a first time letterer, I'm trying to letter my own book. It's like everything from font choice to size to sound effects to placement on the page. Um, and even going so far as taking a couple of the panels and flipping them so that the text works. I've had to do that a couple of times, and I was like, that should be okay. I mean, I paid for the pages, so they're technically mine, and I'm not really screwing with his artwork at all. But I had to do that in order to make the words flow, and so there's that. It just finding the confidence or saying, "Yep, it's okay. I'm going to make this work." So that's been really challenging. You know, thanks to Luke Stone, he sent me a couple of pages a while ago so that I could learn how to um, flat. Is that it? So I was doing like the background colors for the colorist to take it to the next level. So there was that, and you know, so I'm trying to learn all of the bits and pieces of the comic book industry as well as the business side of things through Terraform Comics. So um, let's see a couple of comments here. Nita says comic books is hard. Yes, it is. It's definitely hard. The middle part is easy to write for me. Comics to scripts, we can agree there. Yeah, that's hard. And now, because I'm doing it now, I have a better understanding of why some books don't translate well into movies or TV shows or even comic books. The one story that I have in the Compendium of Dread is The Dying. I've got 8 pages of those. If you read the prose and you saw the pages, you would see the similarities, but there are a lot of differences in there. So is it true to the story? Yes, absolutely. But because it's a totally different forum, instead of creating this world with my words, where your imagination will take you into this world, now you're seeing it through the vision of the artist and the script writer and these snapshots of what's taking place. And hopefully, there's enough that translates so that you recognize the story. And if not, it's fine as a standalone too. But the purpose of putting the compendium up on Kickstarter was not to sell my book necessarily, but because that is, obviously that's a jump start. It is going to uh, get those hardcovers, or not the hardcovers, but the soft back covers into my hands and delivered. Um, where then I can put that up on Amazon and sell the book. But the Kickstarter is it's kind of giving you a preview of what's to come as far as the comic books. So you get to read the prose, then you're going to see little bits of the script. The dying is going to be in the continuum, and announcements of when that's going to be released is pending through Terraform Comics. And then from there, it's like the funds from that is really going towards more art. So it's not really staying in my pocket. It's going towards shipping and handling, and paying an artist, and keeping them in work while I continue to write and script out other things. So it's really an amazing journey that I'm on, and trying to balance work and life and driving and feeling like my hair hurts. That is, I think, one of the biggest challenges for me. Nita Lanning says, I can name a script that didn't translate, but I'm going to keep that to myself. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them that just don't translate well, or maybe, to be fair, I think maybe there was such a harsh deadline that they didn't have time to really think about those elements of translating it from one forum to the other. Um, I can think of a few myself, and I'm not going to, because I might get a couple of guests from said uh, entertainment platforms on GeekSpeak. So I say nothing about that. Uh, let's see what happens. But I love talking to writers and filmmakers, creators of all kinds. So if you have a comic book or a movie or a radio show or something, even blockchain, I've done interviews on blockchain and other technology and electronics and things like that, things that are coming out, and you need a little bit of promotion, make sure that you head over to Geek Insider and contact me. We'll set you up for an interview. I am scheduling out for the end of January into February right now. And we are pretty flexible as far as scheduling. So definitely contact me, Meredith at geekinsider.com. So that is a public email address. And let's see. Nita says, I would give $1 million to own that MFR. I think I know which one you're talking about. But that's about it, guys. I ran a little bit longer than normal because I can ramble. So even though I hate talking to myself, I'm not talking to myself, am I? I'm talking to you, and I appreciate you for tuning in. On that note, you guys stay busy. I'm going to take some more pills so that my hair doesn't